Hey, world, what's going on? This is your girl, Queen Aishah, and you are checking out another episode of I Know Dope People. Before we get started with my boy, Aaron Rice, I'm going to have some real quick Queen's Quickies, comments, concerns, comedy, announcements, and the such. So this is our first long weekend of 2023, and for a great cause. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is on tomorrow, January 15th, and he would have been 94 years old. And because I am in the city of Atlanta, you know, there will be a lot of activities and events going on to celebrate and honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I will actually be participating in some events on Monday, a parade and a vision board event. So the version of Stevie Wonder's Happy Birthday to ya. Thank you, Dr. King. Thank you for your sacrifice and for your family sacrifice and for your vision, because we may not be this far if it wasn't for you and so many others that sacrificed. Okay, so I have a show. After my show today, I'm headed to Hartsville, South Carolina. What it do, Hartsville? I want to see what y'all going. Y'all probably got a banging Walmart down there, and I'm coming to find out. Yes. So after the show, I will be headed there. We're gonna have a great time. We have my brothers Nick Lewis and Odell on the show as well. So come out. It is jams and jokes in honor of MLK, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday is a weekend. Black people love to find a reason to party. We gonna party for Dr. King. Some of y'all don't even know his birthday. Get it together. Y'all like, well, it's the birthday weekend, but is that his real birthday? Because you know y'all be having play birthdays. So we are doing that this weekend. I also want to remind you that on January 27th, my episode of All the Single Ladies on OWN and Discovery Plus will be airing. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern time. At the end of the show, we will show the video. You can also join the IG page, allthesingleladies.own. And you can join my social media pages, my YouTube channel, Queen Aishah, that's QueenAishah. Subscribe, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, even somebody you don't like. Come on, join. Come through, boo. All right, so we are going to get started. So Aaron Rice is the founder and CEO of Virtual Reality Collaboration Lab, VRCO Lab. He is a real deep thinker. Okay, because he said, Aaron, we've been knowing each other almost 30 years. Let me tell you something. I ask all my people to send this stuff. Aaron sent me like 1,000 gazillion things. He like be thinking. When he come on camera, I'm gonna ask him what his sign is, and I really need to know this. We've been knowing each other that long, but I don't know Aaron's sign. I don't know his birthday. You ain't got to. Men move different. Anyway, his business is located in the Baltimore, Maryland area, and you all may be wondering, what is a virtual reality collaboration lab, VRCO lab? What's that? It's the Metaverse. So here's the thing. So in 2020, I was doing, at the peak of the pandemic, I had decided, me and my team, to do online virtual comedy shows through Zoom, just to keep people, just be a soft distraction for so much that was happening. And me and Aaron hadn't communicated in a while. And he saw my sister Razia. Somehow him and my sister Razia communicated. And they got to talking, and she told him about what I was doing. He was like, yo, we need to talk. So Aaron took us on this tour of this amazing virtual experience called the Metaverse. And here's the thing. You've been hearing a lot about the Metaverse lately, and it didn't click. I was like, yo, Aaron was telling me about this in 2020. See, this is how we be missing stuff, y'all. This is how we be missing. I mean, this Metaverse world experience planet, if you will, it's like you can do so many lot of things. And Aaron is going to get into that with us. I want to thank Aaron for coming through, boo. He's going to share so much information with us today. So put on your Metaverse hat and glasses if that's a thing. Aaron Rice, come through. Represent Syracuse.
What up?
Hey, Aaron, thank you for getting up early in the morning.
Only for you. Only for you.
You on the East Coast, don't do it. Fatima was on here from the West Coast, but she get up at 4 in the morning. That's our holy hour.
Well, she can do it. I can do it, right?
Right. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experience and your knowledge and everything that you're doing with the Metaverse.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Aaron, please tell us, what is the Metaverse for those that don't know, never heard of it, are still trying to figure it out?
Yeah, the Metaverse is still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's still
like crypto, huh?
Yeah, still very early days. Still kind of, basically, we're talking about the internet, Web 1.0 was kind of just text data, that you could read and digest. You couldn't really interact with it. Web 2.0 is basically where you got social media, where you can now add content to the platform. And then, the Metaverse Web 3.0 is going to be more so 3D, VR, virtual.
It sounds like trigonometry. It's a lot of math and numbers going on, but go ahead.
Yeah, like virtual worlds. We're kind of in the Metaverse right now, really. You know what I mean? We're both, you're in Atlanta, I'm in Baltimore, but we're communicating, we're having a dialogue, we're live streaming. So this is a form of the Metaverse, so I think most people equate it with, just kind of games and entertainment. But there's a business use case, an enterprise use case behind it as well. And that's our focus here in Baltimore.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, you were doing some, extraordinary things. Like you sent a lot of stuff, but it was a lot of stuff that had great information.
Yeah.
Really great information. And one of the videos that we want to share in honor of it being Dr. King's birthday, we'll start off by sharing this. And Aaron, these are all the things that you've created along with your team.
Correct. Well, we demo a lot of stuff as well. So I think the MLK, the I'm a Man experience, was created by Dr. Derek Ham. But we demo them during Black History Month and MLK celebrations as well.
Okay, so it's going to be shown a lot this weekend, and people can also go and see this. Is it on YouTube?
They can see it on our YouTube channel, the actual demo, but it's designed for virtual reality, so they can only experience it in VR. Okay,
that was very rich. Do you need the glasses and all too?
Correct.
Too much. Okay, get your glasses. Walmart has them, I'm sure. That sounds like you have to put on a British accent to say the Metaverse. So we have my producer Katanya in the background hooking us up.
Dedicated his life to love and to justice between fellow human beings. He died in the cause of that effort. In this difficult day, in this difficult time for the United States, it's perhaps well to ask what kind of a nation we are and what direction we want to move in. For those of you who are Black, considering the evidence evidently is that there were white people who were responsible, you can be filled with bitterness and with hatred and a desire for revenge. We can move in that direction as a country, in greater polarization, Black people amongst Blacks and white amongst whites, filled with hatred toward one another. Or we can make an effort, as Martin Luther King did, to understand and to comprehend and replace that violence, that stain of bloodshed that is spread across our land, with an effort to understand compassion, and love. For those of you who are black and are tempted to be filled with hatred and mistrust, the injustice of such an act.
Dr. King was determined to come back to Memphis to have a non-violent march. And that's when they were talking about the conjunction. You know,
So now you're actually taking part in that I'm a Man march.
Okay. And with that's the national guard there.
Yep.
It is a pretty amazing experience.
Yes. Someone that's never tried virtual reality before, what would you tell
Not
them?
like that.
How would you explain the experience?
All right. So walking through everything, getting to look down at my hands and have them not be my hands really helped me get into a different kind of empathy. Just looking around and having it be my actions, but a computer generated different persons. Like I'm some Jewish girl from New York, could never fully understand what it's like to be a black man, and that really helped at least get some of it. Also speaking as an artist, I was walking down, like as the program was going, I got to see, just looking up and seeing the buildings and everything really put me there. Like, wow. Like I found myself smiling and giggling a little bit some of the time, and then realizing where I was. Like standing outside of that motel, having it like first being in awe of, just looking around and being like, oh, I'm here. I'm in a video game. I'm physically at this place, and then realizing what was going on.
so if you turn around,
Wow. Wow.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, Aaron, very, very, very informative information. And because I haven't done the metaverse and had the virtual experiences, so hearing her say that, I guess so when you put the glass, it's hard to explain when you put the glasses on. She said, "My hands not be my hands." I guess you are really in the experience.
Well, even deeper than that, she was a black man for 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, for VR
Okay.
and see, because normally you have like white hands or blue hands when you're in the virtual reality experience with the headset. But the Derek Ham's experience was the first time you actually have seen black hands. And so when our community tries it, it's very kind of juxtaposition. It's kind of, this is really cool. I see black hands.
Okay.
When people outside of our community try it, because you start off as a sanitation worker, and so your mind tells you that I'm in the 1960s. I'm a sanitation worker. I'm holding the I'm a Man sign. I'm in Dr. King's hotel room at the Lorraine Motel. And so that's what she was explaining at that point, because you could actually wave at Dr. King on the balcony.
Oh, wow.
And then the screen goes dark and you hear the gunshot, the inevitable gunshot. So it's a very visceral experience. And I just wanted to be able to capture. I like to capture people's first time and get their real time experience about how they felt and what it was like, and try to how to explain it to somebody who's never been in it, because most people have never tried VR. So
yeah, I haven't. That's just really deep. And Reginald Lewis Museum has a lot of amazing things. So with this virtual experience, is this something that's ongoing at the museum, or is it just for Dr. King's birthday and Black History Month?
Yeah, so we did that back in 2020, and it was for the MLK celebration. And so we did that, and Traveling While Black, which is another awesome VR experience. Did that at that museum that day, but from time to time we do different demos at different corporate entities for Black History Month. Different corporations will bring us in to do an exhibit for a day where people can try VR and really get a feel for and get some empathy for what it's like to walk in our shoes.
That's a really unique way because you know when you spoke about the metaverse, you said it's not like all games and all that. I didn't even realize even us live streaming is considered metaverse. So to bring this type of twist to it, which is a very important add to the metaverse, I think that's very powerful and very unique.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, basically, you know, we do what we call social impact virtual reality. I mean, there's plenty of Saber and
Say
everything
that
like
again.
that.
Social impact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do social impact VR. So we're looking for African American developers that are creating some really cool experiences where we can give them some shine, and be able to demo their works. Roger Ross Williams was the one that created Traveling While Black. Dr. Derek Ham created a couple of. He's also the one that created the Negro as well in VR. So so those are the types of experiences that we show, and we've got some, you know, and the Anne Frank house, depending on the audience, you know, we can actually walk in Anne Frank's shoes in Germany, and so yeah, we focus on more social impact stuff.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So Aaron, how did you get started with the metaverse? Were you like gaming, playing a basketball game? No, we can do something different.
No, I'm actually a realtor. I've been a realtor for almost 22 years here in the DMV. And so about a decade ago, there was this 3D metaverse, 3D camera that you could get where you could do a 3D tour of a home. So I bought the camera to be able to do 3D tours of homes, high-end homes, new homes, international buyers, so they could, you know, be on a screen or in virtual reality. Because when you put the virtual reality headset on, you're there. Your brain tells you you're there. So it's a great way to be able to sell real estate for people that physically couldn't get there. So that was my start into it, was using that to sell real estate. But then it just kind of evolved. COVID happened, got into arts and culture, arts and cultural institutions, working with a lot of artists. They were considered non. You know what I mean? So we were able to make them relevant, but just in a virtual digital realm.
So how did that work with selling real estate? Did a lot of clients like buy into it? Did they like that experience?
Yeah, no, the challenge is that there's not enough out there. There's not enough agents that embrace it, because that's what consumers want. You know, 54% of consumers would actually buy a house sight unseen if they had that virtual tour. It's called unseen buyer. There's actually a term for it. So more buyers would actually buy houses that way. And this is all pre-COVID. This is way before COVID, right?
Exactly.
More buyers would buy houses that big, because you get a schematic floor plan, you get, you know, accurate, you get the agency to be able to go that you want to go in. You're not controlled by a perspective of a photographer. You can, you know, navigate it. You can come back, return. So we track all that data on the back end to see how many people are returning and embracing the technology. But most buyers would prefer to tour a home that way, because you can look at 20 homes in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So it saves everybody a lot of time.
Wow. And it's funny because a lot of places are doing that when you look at apartment living.
Exactly.
So I guess that's metaphor. I know, you better teach me something. I was like, okay, that's cute. With the little circles on the floor. That's
the metaverse is going to be the same as the internet. I mean, we don't say we're on the internet. You know what I mean?
Right.
We would never say that. Like, hey, let's hop on the internet. You know,
like,
you
go to Facebook, email me.
Yeah,
whatever,
you do it.
Like IG. Okay.
Exactly. And because Zuckerberg is you know, investing billions of dollars into the platform, you're going to be in a metaverse on IG. You're going to be in a metaverse on Snapchat. You know, like I said, what we're doing right now is a form of the metaverse, but it's still very early. It's not even first in, and it's still got a long way to evolve. So anybody that tries to define it, I would say is wrong. It's still developing. Wow. And it's a level playing field, so everybody can get involved with it. Just you're leading it, right?
Okay, I guess.
From your perspective, yeah. No, you're doing
it. So let me ask you this: like, can you buy metaverse property? Like, what is that?
Yeah, so there's 3D worlds where you can actually buy properties, cryptocurrency, and all that. And I'm not so much into the crypto craze. Market's not doing so hot right now.
Yeah,
so
I heard.
It never really made so much sense to me, the crypto side of it. So you just got to kind of make sense to me. But but no, you can Decentraland and all these other places, you can actually buy, you know, virtual real estate. You know, what you and I experienced back in 2020 is part of Verbella. It's called Verbella stands for the Virtual Assessment.
Okay.
And that was created by eXp Realty, the brokerage that I'm affiliated with. We operate our brokerage globally, 80,000 agents in the metaverse, and we've done that since 2018. And so we're the only real estate brokerage that actually operates fully in the cloud, in the metaverse. And that's the reason I left Keller Williams and actually joined eXp Realty, was because of that. So there's a lot of different entry points, a lot of different ways to get involved.
Okay.
It's not just in the headset. It's not just buying virtual land.
Okay.
You can run a real estate brokerage doing it as well. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So when you say run a real estate brokerage, is it what you're doing or something in addition to buying metaverse property? I just want to call it like another planet. To me, I just see it as another planet.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's still undefined. There have been people who have built a physical new home and then also built it in the metaverse as well. And that way people can tour it before it's constructed.
Okay. Wow.
The headset that you can be on your computer touring the home before it's constructed. And the gentleman actually sold the home that way. So there's a lot of different variations. And like I said, it'll evolve over time. It'll definitely evolve over time.
And greater savings. Older homes tend to be energy vampires. With a new home, you have the peace of mind knowing that your home is being built to the latest energy efficiency standards. Number 4, everything is new and under warranty. In a new home, everything is absolutely brand new, and therefore it's covered under the best warranty possible. Number 5, low maintenance. Because everything in your new home is new and built using the latest innovations in building materials, your home will be a low maintenance home for several years. Number 6, better indoor comfort. Older homes tend to be drafty and poorly insulated, and this can cause the home to be too cold in the winter and too hot in the summer. Number 7, state-of-the-art technology. A new home comes with all new appliances, cabinets, countertops, windows, and more, and each and every one is built to the very highest standards and technology. Number 8, a new home is safer. The fact that no one has lived in it before means there's zero concerns about developing new COVID-19 symptoms. With a new home, such safety concerns aren't in play. A new home is equipped with the latest home safety and security features, so you can enjoy your home with total peace of mind. Number 9, modern community amenities. A new home that's built in a new home community provides you with access to a host of modern community amenities that are simply unavailable in older communities. Number 10, nothing beats that new home feel. You know that feeling you get when you sit in that brand new car? That feeling is multiplied whenever you set foot in a brand new home. Everything is shiny, clean, and new, and there's nothing.
Yeah, so that was I do a lot of experimentation in the lab, the VR collab, the collaboration lab. We've got a studio involved. We do a lot of experimenting, try things, just out of the box things, just pushing the envelope with the technology. That was created a couple of years ago.
So Aaron, let me ask you. So what is the thing that they call when they have the performers, someone has passed away and they have them on stage, like as they're part of the concert?
Or like a hologram?
So is this part of like the hologram and Metaverse, they're like cousins?
They are. And same family.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you think, like in 10 years, do you see this being a lot of concerts? Because really, when you think about it, when we watch award shows on the news, it's quote unquote the metaverse. Only thing, you don't see yourself sitting in the seat and eating your popcorn and drinking your drink.
Yeah, it'll become more interactive. You got some of the shows now where the audience can participate and vote on the singers and things like that.
Right.
It'll be more interactive in that regard. But I think 10 years from now, I'm focused on, like I said, the business case for it, focusing on enterprise and things like that. And companies are spending billions and billions of dollars because this is the next, there's no stopping it. I mean, this is Web 0.3. This is the way the internet's going. And it's got its negative sides as well, but yeah, there's the Fortnite, entertainment side of it. And then there's the business use case side of it. And that's the side that we focus on, actually making money from the metaverse. Yeah.
And that's what I was going to ask. What do you see as the pros and the cons of the metaverse?
The pros and the cons. Well, I guess I would
with the
ask
average
that.
person mind?
I would ask that. I would ask that same question about the internet, right? What are the pros and cons of the internet? You know what I mean? You've got a lot of stuff that you don't want your kids to see, and then you've got stuff. But the advantage is that the kids can create content. I mean, every kid in college right now wants to be an influencer, right? You know, we're paying $40,000 for our son to go to Towson University. He wants to be an influencer. You know what I mean? It's like that's what the kids want to be.
Okay.
And the internet enables them to be able to do that. They want to be gamers. You know, when you and I were young, our parents was like, put that game away, go outside and play, right? But now, because you can make $1 million at a Fortnite competition, the parents are now investing into their kids learning about gaming and learning how, you know, Roblox and all that type of stuff. So there's definitely careers to be had in this platform. I mean, Microsoft just bought a major gaming Bethesda Gaming out of Bethesda, Maryland for like $7 billion cash.
Wow.
That was a couple of years ago. So there's money in this.
Okay. So who owns Metaverse? Is it one particular person, or is it who owns Metaverse?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, it's kind of like who owns the internet? You know what I mean? Like, again, this is not that far from the internet. So the great thing about the Metaverse is we all have an equal opportunity. We all have an opportunity to be able to create content for the Metaverse. So it's kind of like you own it. You own this show. I would consider the show a form of, you know, an early form of the Metaverse, you know, the VR experiences, early forms of the Metaverse, right? So it's do you want to own a piece of the Metaverse? That's probably the better question is, do you want to own a piece? And if you do your research, go to YouTube University and you know what I mean?
Yes.
Do your deep dive. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. That's
my perspective on it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope, but it's so funny just to look at, because like I start seeing people with these glasses. I'm like, what are they doing? Like I'm not a gamer, you know, I play Uno. Anyway, Metaverse that.
But you can play poker in the Metaverse. You know,
say poker. I said Uno. Yeah. So okay, this is really interesting. This is a lot of information. And Aaron, is there a place? So if they go to your website, vrcolab.com, I guess they'll be able to see all of the experiences or get a little snapshot, because we don't want to give too much away for free. We do want to collect some capital.
Yeah. So if they go to vrcolab.com, they'll be able to see what we're doing in regards to how we're creating content for the Metaverse.
Okay.
So when we create these 3D digital twins, we work with a lot of arts and cultural institutions, real estate, commercial properties so they'll be able to see how we create that on the website. You know, or any of our social media networks, YouTube, at Aaron Rice Helps. It's pretty much where you can find me online. But we've got a lot of stuff there as well.
Okay, so what is a digital twin?
A digital twin is a digital representative of a physical thing, place, you know, or a person.
That's
so
all of us can have a twin.
Like exactly. A hologram is like a digital twin.
Okay.
Or an avatar is like a digital twin, right?
Okay.
But what we do is we create digital twins of people in the form of an avatar. So when you were in Verbella, you had your own avatar, you had your digital twin, right?
Right. Okay.
And so what we do that with real property, with museums, commercial buildings, residential buildings. We create a digital version of that structure that has a lot of what's called deep spatial data. Because, for example, if you were getting ready to sell your home, someone would want to know, you know, what size furniture you have, what size water heater you have, how many bedrooms, what's the square footage, you know, where's the sunset, where's the sunrise, you know what I mean? And you can get all that digitally without having to physically be there.
So it's basically the same thing like you were saying with the touring and all of that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
You is smart. So this is like actually fantastic for children's students, any grade. And if this was really popping, which I'm sure some schools probably were doing it during the peak of the pandemic, this is really so I mean we had Zoom and Google Group or whatever, but This is really
Well, the pandemic really pushed all this technology forward
mhm.
by like 10 years. You know, you like nobody knew what a Zoom was before, or a StreamYard was
Right,
before
right.
COVID. Now everybody's gotten the
Hmm.
got the app. You know what I mean? This is just how we do it. And
Okay.
we realized kind of maybe it's easier to do it this way. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
and that's kind of how the metaverse is going to be. Is it's just going to be easier to do it that way. It's going to be more convenient to not have to physically go there and burn up all the carbon emissions and flying and all that. So
Mhm.
um, it's more economical to do it that way.
Yes, and I will agree with that because you have a lot of companies that are basically like work from home. We only come together for purposeful events and
Yep.
up to gather, and
Yep.
then you have a lot of people that are still like the COVID and so many things. I hate the things are happening. To be in a building, a lot of people don't want that weight, so they're gonna
Right.
stay where you at, and we're
Exactly.
gonna do this virtually. So
Exactly.
we'll
And
have
now
to.
those
Mhm,
companies can get a
mhm,
less expensive, smaller
mhm,
commercial office space. So now everybody like saving money.
mhm.
I mean, this is the first time in China since we had COVID that you could actually see blue skies because there wasn't all the air travel and the smog and all that. You remember you could see the stars. It's like, whoa, you know, like
Mm.
nobody was on the roads. You know what I
It
mean?
was
So
beautiful. It really was.
yeah, you
It
know,
was
so
an unfortunate situation, but it was beautiful to see the animals outside. And I
yeah,
was like, this is metaversial. We ain't seen this in a long time. Yes.
yeah.
So we have we're gonna show a video. It's called Afro what is it?
Afro Avatar. Yeah.
Afro Avatar. You know, I'm looking through your long list. Damn.
Feel that heat, and we can ride the boogie, share that heat of love. I wanna
Hey. So basically, if you really want to go to that party over in Europe and you can't get there and they have it on the metaverse, you could be there.
That's
Now,
right.
so I guess if you're there and we can't see this, and I don't know if this is a thing. So I know that's your avatar.
Mhm.
With you dancing, when you have on a glass or whatever the equipment is, are you seeing other people around you dancing and we're only seeing you right now because we don't have that situation going on?
So that was Verbella, and if you recall, we went to the club. There's a virtual
Right.
club in
Mhm.
Verbella where you can do your different dance moves, the robots. So I was just demonstrating different dance moves. So yeah, so that was our virtual world that we had, VR Collab World,
Mhm.
and we had our own two-story nightclub. And you know, we didn't have DJ Jazzy Jeff in our virtual world, but
Mhm.
he did a lot of virtual parties
Yeah, I
in the
remember you told me
metaverse.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he did a lot of parties doing that on the
Wow.
Verbella platform, and it was great because you could just be on your keyboard hitting a whole bunch of keys and dancing and stuff like that, and just having a good way to escape, you know, and a good way to
Wow.
just have some fun and be able to interact with one another. So it was cool. We had a good time with
Okay.
it. So like I said, I'm always experimenting with different things, you know.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's really dope. When you like, I really want to go to a party. So I guess it's kind of like again on like when D Nice
Hmm.
was doing it top of the pandemic, you in the house partying by yourself. All we really needed outside. We love seeing him, right? Because he's easy
Right.
on the eyes anyway. But
Hmm.
if everybody was able to like open their cameras at once and see that right there, some stuff we would have wanted to unsee anyway because they'd have been doing too much. But so this is
Yeah, I
really
mean, and it's escapism because you can be whoever you want to be. You know what I mean?
right.
My avatar didn't have any gray hair. You know what I mean? Um,
You lying. So that is called catfishing. That's a metaverse avatar catfish.
yeah, yeah. I was young, slim. You know what I mean? I could be whatever I wanted. You know,
Swipe left.
you'd have people coming in and guys with earrings and blonde hair and heels and all that. Like, hey,
Okay.
be what you want to be. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Okay.
It's all good. You know.
Wow. Wow. Now I know that I've heard that Snoop Dogg is really into the metaverse.
Snoop Dogg,
Yes.
Young Guru
Okay.
from Howard. He
All
owns his
right,
own
okay.
metaverse platform as
You know
well.
what? I saw him doing the barbershop show podcast. He was on there and he was speaking about it. Yes.
Math Alpha, was that it? Is it Math Alpha or something else? Okay.
They all sitting in the barbershop.
I think that's Math Alpha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw that one.
Yes.
So he's got his own metaverse platform, but Guru's always been about the tech as well, being an engineer. But so he's got his platform. Snoop's got his platform. A lot of people are getting in. LeBron James production company.
Okay.
That he has is based on virtual production. Which is a whole different way of producing movies. Like the Lion King that Beyonce was in, that was the first, movie production that was done in the metaverse, virtual reality, virtual production. So I mean, it's definitely traversed all of our different cultures. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of if people want to get in and take advantage of it.
Wow. Okay. Wow. This is a lot. This is a plentiful information. And there's so many things that you can do. So let me ask you this. On your website, can people have the metaverse virtual experience? Is it like where you pay a membership fee or something of the sort where they can have the experience from their home? So
everything that we create for the most part is VR ready. So when they go to vrcollab.com, if they have the headset, they can experience it in the headset, but you don't have to. You can experience it on a mobile device or a desktop or laptop. And then the Museum of Virtual Reality, that's where we have all of our arts and cultural institutions. So that's where we say you can tour 15 museums in 15 minutes.
Wow.
So we've captured everything from, an 1800s log cabin of a free black man here in Maryland, all the way out to Catoctin Furnace out in Frederick, where the first governor of Maryland owned 268 slaves, right? All the way up to Harford County to the Hosanna School, where the first teacher there was actually from Syracuse, New York.
That's your cousin.
I wish. Edmonia Highgate was their first teacher there. And that was a Freedmen's Bureau school built in 1867, and the Reginald F. Lewis Museum, the Benjamin Banneker Museum. So we've captured all these different places, and that's just places where people can go who physically wouldn't necessarily be able to visit. Like you're in Atlanta, you wouldn't necessarily be able to visit these locations, but you can go there and kind of tour them online, in a safe environment with a kid. So I really enjoy working with African American arts and cultural institutions and documenting their spaces. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then I get to learn a lot as well while I'm there.
Yes, I think that's pretty dope. And now I'm thinking, I want to say that when I went to visit the African American Museum and the Smithsonian in DC,
Namak,
don't they have something where you can sit in a room or sit at the lunch counter and have that experience?
Yeah, when I went, I went and I stayed in the bottom part, the slavery part. It's a lot to see. I didn't make it out of that, but I know they have a 3D experience where you can play with like Michael Jackson's glove or something like that. So they got some, everybody's kind of budding. It's such a new industry. They've got a few things, but I don't know if you can actually put on a VR headset as part of their permanent exhibit. They have something. It's something because you can go in a room and record yourself and talk about your experience. So of course it was very early because how long has the museum been open now? So so this has grown so much. I think this is just so awesome. You were speaking to me about doing comedy, and I was still kind of like, well, how's that going to work? Because comedy is in such real time, and the performers, we feed off of the audience energy. It's an exchange. And so I still have that, how would that work? I think it would be pretty dope, but how would that work? But I guess also kind of with like Netflix and those types of shows, I guess they can set it up something like that, whereas though it's already recorded, or they have a live audience and then they have people that are watching and want to be put in that experience. Exactly.
This is something. I don't even smoke weed and I need a joint. Anyway.
Well, I think maybe Jazzy Jeff felt the same thing. You know what I mean? Like he needed that audience feedback, but he was one of the first people to be in Verbella and do a show You can see the avatars dancing and having a great time, and people commenting in the chat. You know what I mean? So it's just about, I think, just breaking out. I mean, people had a wedding in the metaverse. You know, people are getting married, so it's just kind of stepping
They
out.
got metaverse gift cards. What's going on? Because I want to. If I get married in the metaverse, I want a real gift. I want to play the metaverse.
But it's great for all the people that physically can't be there, right? You know,
let your gift physically be there. Anyway,
exactly.
so no. That's dope. A wedding in the metaverse.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. It's been done.
This is huge.
It's been done. It's been done. So
huge.
it's open up to whatever you can imagine. And I think another thing is a lot of people try to sometimes bring what they normally see in a 2D flat screen world. The 3D space allows you to think about things just totally differently. You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so now what would you offer to people that have never heard of it or kind of like, I don't know about that? How would you, especially like, you know, some of our people, Black and brown people, kind of like, well, I mean, offer them? The good thing about us is we're always typically the first ones to embrace technology. Okay. You know what I mean, think about everybody in Africa's got a cell phone, right? You know, so I think if, as long as we have access, right, and it's democratized, like everybody has access to these headsets, because they're not cheap. They're $400 or $500, and that price has come down because it used to be like $3,000. Ain't that a car now? Pretty much. So it's just democratizing the access so that. Hold on, stop right there. Democratizing. Can you define that? Yeah, that's basically a big SAT word. That's basically making sure that everybody has access to the technology. Okay. You know what I mean? Just like the internet, like everybody has access to the internet. You know what I mean? So I think when more people have access to it, you know, some schools have it, some museums have access to the VR headsets. Some parents, you know, have gotten them for kids in school. So as long as people have the access and they can kind of play around with it and just kind of find their lane. But for right now, accessibility gets challenged. And that's why a lot of the 2D games and 2D virtual worlds are getting a lot of traction. But what was your original question? What would you so you was having a senior moment. What would you offer to people more so, like, you know, some people, they kind of get limited, they're not open, but you said we're the first to, like, Black and brown people, we're the first to embrace technology. So stay open. Yeah, it depends on what the use case is. You know what I mean? Like I said, we don't do so much gaming and entertainment. You know, we can guide people in that direction if they want to, but like if you've got a boutique or a store, you know what I mean, a retail store, a boutique, we can come in and document that space and then create an e-commerce solution for you that's in 3D. You know what I mean? Have a little in the corner that's talking about the features, advantages, and benefits of your location. If you've got a concert venue or a dance hall or something like that, we can come and document that. So a lot of people are using it for marketing. They can put that 3D tour on, or that digital twin on Peerspace and be able to rent out their space. So it's different than just a 2D photo, right? Because now people can actually navigate around the space. So and really see and feel it. So it just depends on the use case, for real. Okay. So two things. One, what are the headsets called? They're called Meta Oculus Quest 2. That's a lot. Meta Oculus Quest 2. Can you put those on layaway for $400 or $500? That's a lot. I don't know if Best Buy does layaway, but layaway. So Best Buy, the Walmart wouldn't sell those. They may. Walmart, but I know you could definitely get them at Best Buy. They probably can get them on Afterpay or something like that. Amazon. Afterpay, what's that? That's the buy now, pay later. Oh, okay. That's a whole nother experience. Okay. I told Dr. Paz. I did hear about that. Oh my gosh. It's a thing where you don't, your layaway you get to wear, you get to use. That's like check cashing with the 20% interest rate. So, right? Hey, if you don't pay. Gotcha. Yeah. So the other question that I have, so I'm getting in your pocket now. Oh, okay. So for instance, someone says, I have a clothing store and I want to set up, I don't even know if they would say a metaverse for it, or 3D situation. So you can do the solution. So something like that, if this is a standard, what does something like that cost? Do you charge per hour? Do you look at like what it's going to all entail and give a flat quote? Because you never know what you get up in here change. Yeah,
So how does something like that work?
so in those links that I sent you, I don't know if you can pull it up at this enough time, but Shimmy Sister Digital Twin. Shimmy Sister Digital Twin is a friend of mine who's got a boutique in Columbia, Maryland for plus
Shimmy
size
Sister.
women.
Hey, shimmy.
And so we created a digital twin for her store. It's about a 1,500 square foot store. It's like $500 to come in and create it. And we deliver the content back to the client same day. So it's a very, very quick turnaround. And that includes, we charge a little extra for the e-commerce solution.
Okay.
And then if you wanted to add a video component to it, like we did with hers, there's an extra charge for that. So it just depends. If you just want to just create a digital twin of a 1,200 square foot retail store, then we could do that. $500 for that. And like I said, we turn around content same day.
Oh, wow.
If it's a larger building, then you're looking at anywhere around 25 cents a square foot for like a commercial space. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking for Shimmy. So I don't see it in my long list, but that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But they can go to it. It's on your website.
That one's not on my website.
Okay.
No.
I'm not seeing it here.
Yeah, it's Shimmy Sister Digital Twin.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of them.
No worries.
Yes, but I would have loved to have seen that. I need her information.
Okay. I'll make sure I send it to you.
We probably know each other. I want to thank you so much, Aaron. This is so dope. This is amazing. And it's a lot to grasp, but just like we didn't see AOL coming and none of that, and Gmail and Yahoo and Earthlink. Somebody else, I said, Earthlink's still around.
Earthlink,
like
wow.
So many Netscape. You understand? Like we didn't see. So I guess it's going to be, I guess we're going to say it like this. It'll be Metaverse, and it's going to be a bunch of independent subsidiaries. And I guess whoever whatever cream rise to the top is going to stay and be the most.
Everybody's got an equal shot. Everybody's got an equal chance to take your shot in the Metaverse.
Shoot your shot at the Metaverse.
Absolutely.
Shoot your shot.
Absolutely.
So I wonder. So I guess the Metaverse is going to be like shares. People will be able to, not the Metaverse, but a company that it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's going to constantly.
Evolve.
It's kind of like trying to define what the internet is. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to say what it is, what it isn't. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the one I think the one takeaway is that everyone has an opportunity to get their own piece of the metaverse. You know what I mean? And add their flavor, their content, their creativeness, their creativity to the space and be able to monetize it. And in that sense, it's democratized because everybody has equal access to it. So if you're not familiar with it, this is the first time you're hearing about it, just, do some studies, Matthew Ball is a great thought leader on the metaverse. So I definitely would encourage people to check him out. Matthew Ball, he's like a venture capitalist in the space. So if you've got a business idea, he's one of the people that'll finance it.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of resources out there for sure.
So he's like the Shark Tank of the Metaverse. You better watch out, Matthew Ball. Balling!
In a sense. That's right.
Okay. So everyone, to contact Aaron Rice so you can get your Metaverse situation for your store, your school, your museum, your business, you're selling your house. He got you for Metaverse. He got you trying to sell your house. Aaron got you. He is an entrepreneur from Syracuse. Okay. Aaron Rice is the founder and CEO of Virtual Reality Collaboration Lab, VRCO Lab, and he's out of Baltimore, Maryland. And the website is just that, vrcolab.com. And you can check out the Museum of Virtual Reality.com as well. Y'all, this is a lot of information. Me and Katanya was up to like 1 this morning, checking out everything. Katanya is like a researcher. She gonna get to the bottom of it. So while she getting to the bottom of it, I'm like, you go ahead and get to the bottom of it. I'm going to see what this pillow do. So she's going to research. So this is really, this is great. I'm so happy that that this came to me to touch on this, because with this platform, I want to feature and focus on my people and anybody else, but I know dope people. It starts off with the people that I personally know. So I'm glad that you were able to share your offering, and thank you for your yes. And I'm glad I remembered in 2020 at the peak of the pandemic, Aaron was talking to us about that. You had us in the club. We were, I think, the conferences, meetings,
We had a
the
ball,
hallway.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So
The
y'all
classroom. Yeah, we had a great time, and thank you so much. I love your show. Thank you for inviting me and exposing this technology and everything else that you're doing, and always good seeing you, Queen. So
I know. Good seeing you too, Aaron. Always so cool. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you. So please, y'all support. Check out my friend if y'all need help. You see, he's given a wealth of information and knowledge, and I'm sure he can share plenty more. So for schools, educators, realtors, whoever, definitely reach out. And this is something I think it'll be a great win for everybody involved.
Absolutely,
Because we're early on it.
One other thing I'll say as well is faith-based organizations as well. We document a lot of churches because even the older churches that have been around for 100, 200 years, they don't have like schematic floor plans. So we've been working with a lot of churches and faith-based institutions.
Wow.
We did a Bethel AME Church, which is Frederick Douglass's church here in Baltimore. So yeah, definitely reach out. Love to help.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate you being on. I Know Dope People. Give it up for Aaron Rice.
Go Ravens.
Thank you. That's B more. Okay, you know nothing about football. I guess who they playing this weekend.
That's all right. You got your purple lower third, so you're good.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. Have an amazing day. I love and appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you all for checking out another episode of I Know Dope People. I am your girl, Queen Aishah, Hartsville, South Carolina. I am headed to you. We're going to have an awesome show this evening. And I want to remind you, once again, we're going to show the video every week until it airs. Of the promo for all the single ladies. I've checked out 2 of the episodes. The show is a really, really good show. It's a docuseries about Black women and dating and our experiences and being single out in these streets. So check out this promo.
Fellas, who be taking y'all date nap pictures?
There's the hair thing. Like, I gotta take my wig off in front of this dude. Like, is he gonna be cool? It's just uncomfortable to be like...
Dozens of Black women share their dating highs and lows.
We're ready for you.
Okay. Sound speed cameras going. Quiet on set. Everyone quiet.
I'm here for a mission. Mission.
From red flags and exit plans to life-changing revelations.
And this man said to me, your sexual needs will never be of my concern.
Did you feel it? To happily ever afters.
He opened that box and I saw my ring. It was everything that I wanted it to be. It was perfect.
So pour a glass of wine. We're going to talk about love.
Y'all need to cartwheel y'all asses to a pouch.
Thank you. So I cannot wait. All the episodes are dope. I'm looking forward to my episode. You know, it's always good to see, like, when you film this project, to see how it comes together, the final piece. So again, it's January 27th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. It comes on after Ready for Love, and it's going to be Aishah Hogan's my government name. Now y'all know my government name. So it's going to come up as Aishah Hogan's. Also, I'll be doing a live. I'll be posting it on my social media. My live, speaking with one of the producers and a host about my experience, where I am now, and all of that stuff. So stay tuned. Follow me on all social media platforms. Queen Aishah, Aishah. Again, check out YouTube. The YouTube channel with all the episodes of I Know Dope People. You can also check out some of my stand-up comedy performances and a whole bunch of other interviews and things that I've done. So go to YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. Peace and power. Be well. Happy Dr. King weekend. Do something great for yourself. Educate yourself. Do some community service, what Dr. King would want us to do. Keep the dream alive.